Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is James Bogwa. So today I have a point of sale, a PHP Laravel based application that I wanted to show you guys. So I hope you like it. So we're going to start. So to start with, this is just the login page. You're just going to click on this one. So we are going to log in with this account. There is an account that I've created with this name. So the password. So right now we are logged in. So if we sell something, it will be shown here. We can be able to filter by today, this week, this month, this financial year. Also the sales can be represented by this bar chart right here. So we'll do that practically and we see it, this graph changes. Also we can be able to see the sales current financial year, the payment stock rate and payment due. So I'm going to start. Home is just this, the dashboard. This is the dashboard. So you can see this is my account. So we're going to start by user management. From here we can be able to manage users. So under user management we can be able to view users. So I click on that user. So we can see we have this user. So she's a cashier. So we can be able to add another user by clicking on this one. So I'm going to click on that. Maybe this one is Mr. This one is also a cashier, and the name can be anything. We can say this one is Mike just for testing purposes. We can set the email address, which should be unique. So I select the email address right there. Also the role, right now I want this one to be a cashier. So cashier. So the username can be anything, the one that you will be using to log in through the system. So we can say this one is maybe YouTube, and the password maybe something like that. So that's the password and I'm going to save. So right now another user have been added, and so you can see we have two users. The first one was this one and now we have this one. We can also be able to update the user, maybe something like that, and we can say this one is updated, something like, can say updated like there, and we can proceed and update right there. So as you can see, this one is updated, so you can be able to do that. You can also be able to delete. I don't delete this one right now. So you can be able also to search, if assuming you have many pages and pagination is spanning to the other page. So you can also be able to do several things. You can be able to copy, you can be able to export users to CSV, you can be able to export to Excel, you can be able to export to PDF, as you can see right there. This is the user that we have just added. So you can be able to export in this format. You can also be able to print, so printing this. So this is the print dialog box, you can be able to print that. So this is the name that I've configured, so you can be able to do that. You can also be able to hide some column visibility. Right now we can see, we can be able to see name, username and role, email and action. So you can be able to play with that here. So that's how you register another user. You can also register an admin. What you could do is just change the role to be the admin. So the roles, let's go to the roles. So right now we have these two type of roles. We have cashier. The roles are assigned automatically. For the admin, basically you can be able to do anything, but for the cashier, the roles you can be able to manipulate them. So right now the cashier cannot be able to add users. That's why you see all these are not checked. So if you want to select them, you just click on that. If you select individual, you click on the individual, just like that. So right now you can see the user, the cashier cannot be able to tamper with the users, no supply, no customers, no product, but he can be able to sell because he or she is a cashier. So those are the roles. So you can play with the roles up to there. You can finally update, but right now I'm going to leave the roles just as they are the roles. So we're going to continue. So we can add sales commission agents right there. So we can be able to add. So you add prefix, first name, last name, email, contact, address, and you select sales commission percent. Commission is what you get after you sell something. So you can be able to manipulate that. So you can also be able to export to CSV, Excel, PDF, also print. Also you can also be able to play with column visibility. So that is under user management. So we are done with user management. So we go to contacts. You can be able to add your suppliers here. So you click on this one. So let me cancel this one right now. So right now we're in suppliers. So we don't have any supplier, so we can add one. So we can say the supplier, the business name can be maybe Kirache Breweries, assuming this one deals with those drinks. So the name can be, you can write maybe J's for market, anything. We just key in the most important ones and we can finally save. So you will not be able to save if you have violated some payments, some rules here. So we're going to say that this field is required for pay term. Maybe this one can be, maybe this one is yearly, maybe 1 year. You can select the periods and you can say maybe in months. Okay, the mobile phone number is a must for this supplier. So assuming that the mobile number, you can also be able to save. So right now we have this supplier. So we have one supplier. We can be able to edit, we can be able to view, we can be able to export to CSV, Excel and PDF as well as print. So that's how you deal with suppliers. So we go to customers. So customers can be registered on walk-in basis, or a new customer can always be added here. So you register a new customer and finally you save. So that's how you can add a customer. Right now we have one customer called walk-in customer. For this one I can edit this one, so we can say this one, instead of calling this one walk-in customer, we can say maybe YouTube. Maybe this is a YouTube customer, so I'm going to update. So the mobile phone number, I keep forgetting, it's a must. So you put any number there. So right now the customer name that we have is YouTube customer. So you can also be able to group your customers basing on several things. You can also be able to add here. So you type the group name and the calculation percent of this group, so a customer can belong to a certain group. And also you can be able to export CSV, Excel, PDF, and you can also be able to print here. So let's go to products. Products are what you deal with, so we can be able to list all of them, the product that we deal with. So right now we have 1 liter of water, so maybe I can add one more product. So this one I can say maybe so we can say something like crab soda. So crab soda, its units is supposed to be in pieces. We count this one in pieces. Maybe category, which you can be empty for now. So you can choose a product image. For this one, allow me to pick any image. For now I don't think I have an image, so let's continue. So right there, so here you can say the default purchase price, maybe something like default purchase price inclusive task. We can say this one is okay. We can select the selling price to be 250. Sorry, I mean we select the margin profit of maybe 20%, having selected maybe the default purchase price to be 180. So 180, if you want to sell this one, if you bought this 180 and the profit margin that you want on this one is supposed to be 20, so what you do, you just write this one, then you write your profit margin here, maybe that percent, and the system will calculate automatically what you're supposed to sell if you really want to get a margin of 20 of that percent. So you can do this. You can also save and add opening stock, but I'm missing something. This is the alert quantity, so this one can be maybe 23. So here we are going to save and add opening stock right there. So right now this crab soda, how many do we have? So I can say we have 40 of them. So we have 40 crab sodas, so which is totaling to subtotal of 7,200. So I'm going to save that. So we have 2 products so far, as you can see. We have 1 liter water and we have crab soda. And if we want to view, we can view. We can also edit. We can also add or edit opening stock. Maybe I can do that practically. Okay, right there. First of all, let me deal with labels. So you can be able to print labels, assuming you want to print labels for crab soda. So you write crab soda right there. So assuming that you want to print some labels that you could stick to this product, so you just select them and you say maybe preview. So these are the stickers that you have that you can be able to stick to your product, and you can be able to scan them. So right there you can see this one is wines and this one is crab soda. Sorry, this one is 1 liter water. So this you can be able to print them and you can be able to stick them, and finally you can be able to scan them. So that's how you deal with that. So let me go back to list product. So apart from that one, so you can go here to actions. Apart from labels, you can be able to view. You can be able to view a certain product. Also, you can also be able to edit. You can also be able to edit this product. So I'm not going to edit for now. So let me go back to this one. So here, right here, you can be able to add or edit opening stock. So if you want to edit opening stock, like this one, the quantity is 20, assuming that you want the quantity to be 23, but it's only the admin who can be able to do this. So I'm going to save that. So right there we have updated that. So also finally you can be able to delete, but I'm not going to delete. So right now we have two products, so that's good. So let's continue. So we have dealt with printing labels of this product after we have added them. Also you can add some variations here. You can also do all this, export to CSV, Excel, PDF, or we can be able to print. Also we can be able to import products. We can be able to, assuming that we have a CSV file containing our products and the fields that are required in that CSV file are explained here. Like product name is a required one, brand name is optional, unit is required. So you can go through all of this. You can also download a file templates for you to see how it's supposed to look like. So the name which you have said is required, brand, unit, category, and so far and so forth. So it can ease your work when you're importing and you have many products that you want to import. So apart from there, you can also import opening stock. You can import opening stock right there. It's possible to import opening stock. Okay, so we're going to continue. So apart from importing opening stock, we're going to go to purchases. Purchases, the list of purchases, the good that you have purchases. Right now we don't have purchases, and here we can be able to filter by date. Maybe you can filter by today, yesterday, last 7 days, last 30 days, this month, last month, current financial year. You can also have a custom rate, maybe starting from 18 to a certain date 18. Then you say apply, and you can be able to filter. Supposing you had some supplier here, some purchases I mean, you can also be able to export this onto CSV, Excel, PDF, and also you can be able to print. Also you can also be able to play with column visibility right there. So right there you can be able to see the dates that you have been filtered right there. So you, whenever you buy something, the purchases you add here, you just click on this button and you can be able to add. So maybe we can add several. We can say maybe we want the crab soda that we have just added right now. As you can see, the cost is that, the profit margin, so it's summarizing. So right there you can be able to maybe alter these ones, and finally you can also be able to save. So you can save without maybe saying this one purchases status. Which status is this one? Maybe this one is received, and you can select the supplier. The supplier name that we have is Keroche. Remember we had Keroche G Supermarket, so assuming that's a supplier. So right there, so we're going to save that. So you can alter the quantity, but for my quantity I want it to remain that. So that's how you add purchases. Okay, let's continue. So we can also sell. So to selling, you can sell either here. Okay, you can see the list of sales or the things that have been sold right there. You can be able to see them. Right now we have none. We can also add sale. We can also raise the POS, the point of sale. We can also, okay, to do that practically, I'm going to come to this one, POS right there. So here is where the cashier will be all the time. Right now you can see we have two products that we want to sell. So assuming that you want to sell crab soda right there, you just click it all like that. You can click it and you can see the price, the unit price is loading from what we had said. But assuming that the products are Armenian, you can't see your product here, so you can be able to search it from here. So you come here, you say you want crab soda, so writing just CNL, it will be filtered and you will be able to see this. Assuming you want to buy not one but you want maybe two or three, so the price will calculate automatically that we have three, and the per unit price is this one, so this one multiplied by this one is this one, and finally you have received this one is in cash. So you're going to save like that. As you can see, we have bought crab soda and 3 pieces and it was 702. So you can be able to print that. So the total is 702. So this receipt can be, we have sold to a customer called YouTube customer. Yeah, that's, so customer, you can change a customer's name here, or if you don't want to use a custom name or just sell without the name, you can also use any customer here as a default. So assuming you want more than one product, so you click on that. So you also want crab soda, so we need these two. So we need 1 liter water and the crab soda. So this one you can adjust here the quantity. We need maybe 4, and here we need about 4 again. So 400 plus this one, it's totaling to 1,336 and 0 cents. So you can click on this one, cash. So as you can see, this receipt is 1,336. So you can also save if you really want to do that. So allow me to go back inside the setup. So here on the list of sale right now, we still have nothing. But when you go to the list of POS, because we have sold several, you can be able to see that we have sold 1,336. So this was the second transaction that we did. The first one was this one. So on this one, you can be able also to print. You can also be able to print that receipt one more if it's required. You can also be able to edit. You can also be able to edit the quantity right there. Maybe this one is 3 now, so we can also submit that, and finally we can be able to print. So allow me to go back again. So right here you can see this one have adjusted. It's 1,236 because we have reduced one product. So you can be able to do all of this, delete, print. You can also view payment. Also again, you can be able to export all this data to CSV. Also you can be able to export to PDF. Allow me to export to PDF for you just to see. As you can see, we have just sold these 2 items right here, the first one and the second one. So you can be able, also these are the buttons that are showing, so you can be able to hide them. And how you hide them is through column visibility. You can click on the ones that you don't want. So also you can also be able to filter by date: today, yesterday, last 7 days, last 30 days, this month, last month, current financial year. You can also have a custom range, maybe starting from this date to a certain date. You can also be able to add from here. You can also be able to sell from here. So again, if you want to sell, so assuming we want to sell more quantity than the stock have, so assuming that we want to sell that, as you can see, it's telling you that only 13 pieces are available, so you cannot sell more than what you have. So let me go back. So right now we have been selling as the super user or the admin. So the cashier is supposed to sell, and the admin is supposed to set up. So if I go to the user management and I go to users, you can see that we have this cashier. The role is cashier. We can try to edit and see what we did. So this one, the username was the role was admin, and that one, so I believe the username was cashier. So cashier, then the password. So we can try to log in as the cashier. So I'm going to log out, and I'm going to log in as the cashier now. So cashier right there, and I'm going to key in the password. So right now we are logged in as the cashier, and right now you can see that the functionality was here. That was here is minimized. We can't be able to access that because we are just the cashier alone. So the cashier can add the cash in hand right here. So right now maybe 0 in hand. Then we open the register, and opening the register, this is the dashboard of the cashier. So you can be able to sell, but right now it's the cashier that is selling, so the goods sold are registered by under his or her account. So the cashier can also be able to sell right there, and he can be able to print right there, but he cannot be able to edit or delete any transaction. So any transaction is supposed to be deleted by the super user or the admin. So I'm going to log out back to log out and go back to the super user. So I'm going to come here and sign out. So I'm going to log in right here. So here we're going to log in as the super user account again. So right there we have that and the password. So as you can see on this date, the transaction starting, so far today we have sold 2,272. So I can be able to go to not sales return by sales, so we can be able to reach the POS, and we can be able to see all the transactions that have been made, and even the transactions that have been made by that cashier. So apart from there, we can have sales return. If you sell something and the customer will be returned, so you can be able to list them. You can sell the return. Also, you can do stock transfers. You can transfer your stock. You can also do stock adjustment, mentioning why you adjusting a stock, maybe in case of there is maybe a fire. You can be able to adjust your stock right there. You can also be able to monitor your expenses. You can restore the expenses. You can add expenses. You can add expenses categories. So I want to focus more on this report. So we can be able to produce several things from here. We can be able to produce profit and loss account, purchases and sale, tax report, supplier and customer report, customers group report, stock report. So I'm going to start with this one, stock report, the current stock that is there. So we can click on this one. So the current stock that we have is that we have 1 liter of water, and the pieces that are remaining are just 11, and the crab soda is 8. So if you sell something and you come back here again, you'll see this number is decreasing. Also, you can be able to export to CSV, Excel, PDF. Also, you can be able to print. So you can also be able to hide some columns. So you can also be able to create a profit and loss account right there. And you can be able to filter by today, yesterday, last 7 days, 30 days, this month, last month, current financial year. Also, you can have your custom rates right there. So you can be able to produce tax report. Right now I have not populated for task, that's why you see this. You can also be able to filter with all this. There are many reports that you can be able to produce here. I've just mentioned them. Apart from these, we have fraud report, trading products. You have a stock adjustment report if you adjusted. We have profit purchase report, product sale report, purchase payment report, sales payment report, expenses report, register report, sales representative report. So this one is very important. It can monitor the sales representative you have, the type of sales that he or she makes. Also, finally, we have this setting. You can be able to set business setting, the name of the business, system settings. You can be able to set business location, invoices settings, barcode setting in case you have a barcode. And for barcode, allow me to go back here again. Sorry, not there. So if you had a barcode scanner, you could scan and the barcode could appear here automatically for that product. Also, you can also be able to type that. So currently I don't have a barcode. I can't do that practically. but it's very possible. So going back to setting, we can be able to set the receipt printers, how the receipt will look like, the brand, the tax rate, I mean, the units we are going to use right now, maybe the pieces. You see, we are using pieces. Maybe you want liters, so you can be able to do that. And finally, you can be able to deal with the category add. Also, you can be able to uh, CSV export, Excel export, PDF export, and so forth and so forth. So thank you very much. So if you need more detail about how to get this on, kindly contact me. I'll be glad. Thank you. So don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would really appreciate. Thank you very much for watching.